Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually ran by Ulta and I picked up a few things that inspired me to film this video, and it is going to be a full face of affordable makeup products. And I say affordable because they're not all really considered drugstore products. Like, you can buy them from Ulta, you just can't really buy them from like the drugstore, but they are affordable and they're such good products that I felt like I should include them. So yeah, this is the look. And if you like what you see, then please keep watching. And if you enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any requests, then please comment down below. Or if you have any recommendations on products I need to try or just ideas for looks I should do, whatever, then feel free to comment or DM me. So yeah guys, hope you enjoy. Okay, so I have already moisturized and now I'm going to go in with a primer, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth Primer. This primer, I believe, runs at about $8, if I'm not mistaken. It has been a while since I bought it. I use this one in most of my videos because it is just my favorite primer, especially because it is so affordable and it does a good job of covering your pores and just giving you a good base to work with. And today I'm going to be kind of going a little out of order. So next I'm actually going to use like a highlighter. Yeah, bear with me, I know that makes no sense right now. It's like kind of a liquid solid, I don't know what it is, but this particular highlighter is from Colourpop and it is in the shade Wisp, if you can see that. And I believe that their highlighters run for around $8, but they're not more than $8, and honestly I think that they're less than that. But the reason that I'm going to use this on my face right after primer is because I'm using a matte foundation today, and normally I don't use matte foundations just because even though I have oily skin, I feel like they just make my skin look really like dry and cakey, so I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out because I haven't used that foundation yet. So I'm going to go in with this highlighter and just take my Real Technique sponge, which is also affordable and from the drugstore. I believe the sponges are like $6 maybe, and it's like $9 for like a pack of 2 or something, I don't know, but they're very affordable compared to the beauty blenders. So I just want to look pretty glowy today and not like super matte, so I'm just going to take the edge of this and I'm just going to dip into this, and my sponge is damp by the way, and then I'm just going to tap this onto places where I would be naturally highlighted before we go in with foundation. And I normally don't like highlight my forehead and stuff, but I am just a little bit since I am using a matte foundation, and I'm going to do my chin as well. Just so that hopefully this will peek through and it'll look a little more dewy. This might not work at all, but I'm hoping that it will. And honestly, this right now just looks really pretty in itself. Like, if you want to not wear like hardly any makeup and then just pop on like one of these highlighters and go out, like, you're still going to look really naturally pretty. Now I'm actually going to go in with foundation, and for foundation I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and I got the shade Soft Beige, which is darker than shades that I normally wear, but I am a little more tan at the moment, so I'm hoping that it works. So let's just open it. Okay, and this is a really weird applicator. It's like a little paddle. If y'all have never seen that, this is my first time trying this foundation. It was only $5.99 at Ulta, and I've heard a lot of good things about this foundation, and I'm not really sure why I haven't tried it until today, but I'm just gonna go in and hope that the color matches. And right off the bat, I think it might be just a touch too dark, but then again, I'm just not used to my face being very dark, and I think I just put on way too much because a lot comes off on this thing. Like, there's a ton on my cheeks right now. I will say it smells weird. Like, it smells like paint for your house. So, like, that's kind of strange. Now we're gonna try to blend that out and see if maybe it actually matches my skin tone. I can't really tell with it like this, so let's see. And I'm actually gonna spray my sponge with just a little bit of my Badescu spray, just because my sponge is kind of dried out a little bit and this foundation is matte and I want it to blend really good. Okay, so as I'm blending it out, I will say that it dries down pretty quickly. I mean, you have time to work with it, but I mean, it is matte, so it dries down a little faster than I'm used to. And the shade actually looks like it's working for my skin tone at the moment, which is good. Okay, so first impressions, it feels really nice on the face. Like, it doesn't feel too heavy, but the coverage is really good. And I think I really like the consistency. This is really nice. I am just gonna put like a little more on in places where I have some texture. So like my cheeks and like the center of my forehead. But it did really well for that just being one coat. And it obviously doesn't dry down too fast because I'm putting on kind of a second layer in some places and it's blending in really nicely without looking cakey. Wow, I'm honestly pleasantly surprised by this foundation. You can still kind of see where the highlight's peeking through a little bit, so that's nice too. But I mean, I'm shook. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'd heard a lot of good things about this foundation, but it's only $5.99, and I mean, it's Wet n Wild, so like, I mean, I like Wet n Wild, so like I wasn't expecting it to be like really bad, but I also wasn't expecting it to be this good. So now I see like why all the reviews are just like raving about it. Okay, so for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me, and I don't really remember how much this was. I think maybe it was like $8. And I'm just gonna go in like on red spots and my blemishes. And I'm also going to take that concealer to highlight under my eyes, which normally I would take one a little lighter than this, not really as like peachy toned because this is in the shade Fair. And I don't know, like my Shape Tape one is more on like the whiter side, which is normally how I like to highlight under my eyes. But this is the only drugstore concealer I have at the moment, so this is just going to have to do. Those two together are actually a really pretty combination. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows before I set my concealer or anything in case I have to clean them up. And today I'm trying a new brow product because I just got tired of using pomade. I wanted to try a pencil, and I had heard a lot of good things on like YouTube, and I read some reviews online about the BH Cosmetics brow pencil, and I believe it has a spoolie on the other end too. So it's like a duo, but I'd heard a lot of good things about it and thought I would give it a try. I think it was $7. I got it at Ulta as well, and I got it in the shade medium, and it just looks like this. It's just a pencil, and the other end has a spoolie. I'm just gonna go in and do my brows. I hope this color works for me. I'm normally medium, but we'll see. Okay, so I am going to clean the brows up just a little bit with my concealer, but I will say that I am very happy with how that pencil performed. It went on really smoothly, and the color is great, and it was just a really good brow pencil. I'm so glad that I am back to using brow pencils because it's just so natural and so pretty without being like super defined and like, I don't know, like rectangle-y, you know? Like I cannot stand when my brows look like that, and like they always seem to look like that when I use the pomade, but this pencil worked really good and they just like look feathery and super nice. I'm still carving them out with concealer though, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, now that brows are done, I'm gonna set them with the NYX Control Freak, and I believe that it was under $10, I know that, but I don't know the exact price. I think maybe it was like 7 or 8, but I know it was under 10 for sure. Okay, now for eyes, I am going to be using my Morphe 25B palette, and it looks like this. And I know some of you might not consider Morphe very affordable. I think it just depends on the person, but I consider Morphe pretty affordable, especially because this palette I got for like $18 and it's got 25 shades in it. Like, I think that's a pretty good deal for an eyeshadow palette. so I'm going to use it in this video. I'm gonna go in with this pinky transition shade right here and put that in the crease and feather out the edges. And make sure you get it blended into the inner corner as well. That came out a little darker than I had anticipated, but we can make it work. And then I am gonna tap into like this yellowy orange shade just to blend out those edges a little bit, since that color is darker than I thought it was gonna be. Now I'm just gonna take a blending brush and I'm going to take that pinky shade again, and I'm also gonna tap into one of the more gray or neutral shades and just kind of mix those together and then blend that into the crease. And I just realized that I actually started doing eyeshadow before I even set my eyes, but luckily we used matte products today, so they had already dried down before I started doing my eyeshadow. But before I finish the eyeshadow, I actually am going to take my Coty Air-Spun powder and just set under my eyes a little bit. And just all the places that I put concealer. Normally I would bake under my eyes, but, well, we kind of missed that step, so it's fine. We're just gonna set our concealer now, and if we have any fallout, then we'll just tackle that when it happens. Okay, now that we have that gray and that pink kind of blended into the crease, now I'm just gonna take a smaller brush to get into the outer corner, and I'm gonna take this brown right here. I'm just gonna get a little bit of that and focus that on the outer corner and blend it a little into the crease, just to add a little dimension. And now I'm gonna go back in with that blending brush, and I'm gonna take that pinky shade as well as that gray shade and just blend all that together again. And now I'm just going to take a packing brush and spray it, and I'm going to dip into this kind of pinky bronzy color and put that on the lid. And we're doing kind of a half cut crease, and then I'm gonna spray it again and do the same thing to the other eye. And then I'm gonna take that blending brush and take that pink and that gray and blend it all together one more time. Just make sure it's blended real nicely. Okay, now for this part, I am gonna cheat a little bit because I have yet to find a bronzer that I like from the drugstore. So I'm gonna take my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And I hate that I'm doing this, but I don't have a choice. I don't have another one. So if anyone has any good drugstore bronzer recommendations, then please let me know. And honestly, I don't even know of that many drugstore bronzers. Like, if I went and looked, I would probably like recognize some of them, but I can't even like really think of any that were like worth trying to me. Because like, I'm not gonna buy stuff unless it has like at least decent reviews. And I don't know, I just haven't really heard much about drugstore bronzers. So, let me know if y'all know. Okay, for blush, I'm going to take my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. I've had this blush so long that I don't even really know how much it was, but I believe that it was under $10. It should have been. I don't think it was any more than that. Now for highlighter, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. Maybe now you can see it. It'll focus. There we go. It's kind of like a rosy gold color. It's really pretty. And this highlighter goes on so pretty. Like, it blends out so smoothly. And I'm also gonna take a little brush and highlight my brow bone with it, as well as my Cupid's bow. And then I'm gonna go back to the eyes, and I'm gonna just kind of blend out everything underneath my eyes, just using the same brush that I did to blend the top out with the same colors. And then I'm actually going to use the highlighter to highlight my inner corner just with my finger. Okay, and now I'm going to try this new liquid eyeliner pen. Well, it's not new, I just haven't tried it before. And it's by Essence, and it is waterproof. And it was around $3, I believe. And I've heard some good stuff about this too. So let's see how this performs. Wow, it looks really good. It's super matte, which a lot of times when you buy cheap eyeliners, they're not really matte. They end up shiny. My hand is shaking so bad right now though because I haven't eaten anything since like lunchtime. And my eye is like twitching. So I'm having the hardest time doing a good wing, but I think they actually turned out decent. Yeah, they look pretty good. This is a really good eyeliner, especially for $3 because I have not used an eyeliner that cheap that works that well. Okay, so now I'm going to set my face with the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I believe this was like $8, I think. They also make a dewy one, but I like the Make It Last one better just because I feel like the dewy one makes me look too greasy. So for mascara, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and I don't remember how much this was, but I know that it wasn't that expensive, and it's a dupe for the Better Than Sex, so you can't get better than that. And for lips, I'm gonna take a Colourpop liquid lipstick in the shade Times Square. It's just a nude shade. And I exfoliated my lips before I started doing my makeup so that they're really soft and moisturized so that this doesn't look too patchy. Colourpop has like amazing lipsticks, especially for the price. I think they're like $8. Like, I love their lip products. But I do always moisturize my lips just before I put on any liquid lipstick anyways, if it's matte, because otherwise your lips are going to be feeling crusty all night no matter how cute they look. This lip is more of like a brownie nude color, and it's really pretty, but I am going to go on top of it with this Revlon lip gloss in the shade Pango Peach. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on there just because I think I want it to be glossy today. Okay, so here is the final look. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.